I'm JJ Fenceroy. As protests have spread across this country in the aftermath of the killing of George Floyd by an officer who held his knee on George's neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds, I keep hearing distracted voices pop up to complain, yeah, but the protests and the riots and... Just stop. Stop talking and start listening because you're missing the point. People are demonstrating because they're angry and frustrated, and for so many, they're teetering on the edge of hopelessness. When you're stopped by police and addressed with condescension, when you ask what you did wrong, and you're met with hostility and threats and accusations, when you look to the other officers present for some explanation or for help, and they simply shrug and look away in silence, when all these things happen, it fills you with anxiety, uncertainty, fear, and an overwhelming sense of helplessness. You want to call out for help, but those who would help are the very ones making you feel this way. Hopefully when it's all over, you can leave, go home, but you can't help but feel resentful, distrustful, and angry, and full of doubts about whether you can ever really feel safe. This is not a hypothetical. This exact situation happened to me. And it plays out hundreds and thousands of times all across the country every day, but it doesn't play out just like this. For some, they don't get to just continue their walk home. Some are manhandled, some are arrested, some are thrown in a cell, and some, like George Floyd, are killed. That is what these protests are about. Decades upon decades of justice looking very different for some people simply because of how they look. And this is not a problem that only happens somewhere else. Realize that since 2015, at least 6 Black men have been killed by Arlington police. We are not the exception and we are not immune. I launched my campaign specifically because it was clear to me that a great many voices in Arlington simply were not being heard, not least of all those right here in North and East Arlington's District 1. At this time when people are screaming out in anger and hurt, we need more than ever leaders willing to sit down with all our residents, to hear them out, to try to consider things from their perspectives, and to try to understand the impacts our decisions as leaders will have on their lives. We can't bring George Floyd or any of the other victims of police brutality and excessive violence back. But we can commit ourselves to working every day, to listening, to having the hard talks, and to improving the relationships in our communities that can prevent the next tragedy. We can commit to listening to you, our residents, taking to heart what you have to say and working tirelessly to serve you, because your voice matters too. I'm JJ Fenceroy, and this is why I'm running for Arlington City Council District 1.